Okay, this is the second video on equations of lines. The first video that we did was on finding the equation of a line given the slope and a y-intercept. Those are the two things we need to get the equation of a line. We need m and you need b. Okay, so what this lesson is about is we have the slope and a point on the line and not necessarily the y-intercept. In this case, here's our first problem. Write the equation of the line that has an indicated slope. Here's our slope, m equals 5, and contains the indicated point, 2, 4, and we're going to write it in slope-intercept form. Okay, first thing you're going to do is write down slope-intercept form. That's y equals mx plus b. So what we're going to do is, remember, in a point, this is our x, this is our y. Might as well write that down. Write an x underneath the 2 and a y underneath the 4, just to remind ourselves that the x is the first value, y is the second value. So this is the point on the line. This is a temporary x and y. We're going to substitute the point and slope into the formula. Simplify and solve for b. So we're going to go back to y equals mx plus b. Replace the y with 4, m with 5, x with 2, and b, well, that's what we're trying to find out. So 4 equals 5 times 2 plus b. Okay, now we need to solve this equation. That'll be a 10. Subtract 10 on both sides. So negative 6. Negative 6 equals b. Okay, so we have our slope. We have our b. Replace the slope-intercept form with m and b. This is the slope-intercept form up here, y equals mx plus b, so we're just going to replace that m with 5 and this b with negative 6. And we're all done. Okay, let's go on to another example. If you need to pause and work through it at your pace, please do so. Here's our second problem. Same directions. Write the equation of the line that has an indicated slope and contains the indicated point in slope-intercept form. Here's our point, negative 7, 8, and m equals negative 3. You may want to pause the video, work it out, and then see how you did. Okay, first of all, let's write down y equals mx plus b, and the first value is the x, second value is the y here, in this coordinate. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to substitute the point and slope into the formula. Then we're going to simplify and solve for b. So replace the y with 8, m with negative 3, x with negative 7, and we don't know what b is. That's what we're trying to find out. What is b? We have the slope. We need b. Those are the two pieces of information we need to write the equation of the line. So replacing those values, now we can work it out. Negative 3 times negative 7 will be 21. Subtract 21 on both sides. So 21 minus 8, that'll be 13. Make it negative because 21's larger. So now we could replace the slope-intercept form with m and b. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So replace m with negative 3 and b with negative 13. And then we're done. Okay, let's go on to another example. Same directions. Our point is 4/9, and our slope is 2/5. Excellent. Fraction. We love fractions, right? Same thing. Write down our slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. And x is the first value, y is the second value. We're going to do the same thing. Replace the y with 9, m with x. Sorry, m with 2/5, and x with 4. Actually, you might want to pause the video, work it out on your own, but if not, if you get nervous about fractions, let's just go through it. Okay, so we're going to substitute our point and slope into the formula. So 9 equals 2/5 times 4 plus b. Okay, 2/5 times 4. We're multiplying a fraction and a whole number. So this whole number, anytime you're multiplying a fraction and a whole number, you can put a 1 underneath that whole number. A little crooked here, but you get the idea. This 4 is in the numerator and 1 is in the denominator. Nothing reduces with this 5 and 4, so we can multiply straight across. 2 times 4 is 8. 5 times 1 is 5. So we have 9 equals 8/5 plus b. Very okay? Okay, now you have an equation with fractions. You don't want that, right? You don't want an equation with fractions. One of the techniques that we've learned is to clear the fractions by multiplying through by the LCD. Well, our LCD for this problem is, well, the only denominator here is a 5. The other ones are just 1. So our LCD, therefore, is 5. So we're going to multiply each term by 5. So a 5 on this side, 5 next to this 8/5, and 5 next to this b. Okay. Now, remember, the purpose of that was to clear the denominator, clear the fractions. So these 5s, well, those reduce. Put a little 1 here and here if you want to. 5 over 5 is 1. So now we can multiply 5 times 9. That's 45. 8 times 1 here, well, that's just 8. And then 5 times b. So don't forget about multiplying the variable by 5 also. So you get 45 equals 8 plus 5b. Subtract 8 on both sides. 45 minus 8 is 37. Now divide by 5. So 37/5. You do not need to change it to a mixed number. Unless you're actually graphing, then it might be a good idea to change it to mixed number so you could actually plot the points a little bit better. But in this case, just leave it as 37/5. Well, we have our slope and our y-intercept, our b. So now we could replace the slope-intercept form with m and b. Y equals 2/5 x plus 37/5. Okay, let's do one more problem. Again, you might want to pause the video, work it out on your own this time. Okay, same thing. Write down y equals mx plus b. We're going to replace y with -7, m with -5/8, and x with 3. Okay. Again, we're multiplying a fraction times a whole number. Anytime you have a whole number, you could put a 1 underneath it. And it doesn't reduce, but if this, let's say that 3 was a 4, then you could reduce the 4 and 8, but it doesn't reduce in this problem. Multiply straight across. So that's a 15 over 8 right here. Negative 7, that stays the same over here, and a b. Let's use that same procedure we did on the last problem. Let's clear the fractions by multiplying through by the LCD, which is 8. So multiply at 8 here, here, and here. So just write an 8 next to each numerator. If you want to, you could put a 1 underneath the 7 and a 1 underneath 8, but it's not necessary. If it helps you, then you should do it. We're not trying to make the denominators the same. Remember, we're trying to get rid of the denominators. So over here, these two 8's cancel. Line out might be a better word. Now we can multiply the 7 and 8 here, so that's a negative 56. Nothing left here, it's a 1, so that's negative 15. Don't lose that little negative sign there in front. And 8 times b is 8b. Okay, let's add 15 to both sides to get rid of this negative 15. So subtract. That'll be a negative 41. Divide by 8. So negative 41/8 is our b. Replace the slope-intercept form with m and b. So m is negative 5/8 and b is negative 41/8. Okay, that was the last example. I'll see you here for the next one.